Sacramento. It's your favorite hour on the hour where we talk everything in sports. And I know y'all missed me because I missed y'all too. Man, this is Givin Game with Coach Goody. But today, we got a special guest, all right? We got a special guest in the building. I think somebody we're going to bring into the show, new addition, young man by the name of Julius. He's going to be bringing in some sports news. Say what's up to the people, man.
What up, y'all?
Man, we going to be coming in here talking about it all. We missed y'all. There was a lot that happened because you know what? Football is back. And we're ecstatic about that. Some of us, better than others. But we got to talk about the rookies, and we got to talk about the biggest news, Shedeur Watch. We've been telling y'all we are on the Shedeur Watch all year long because we want to see the progress of the 5th round pick. Had a great showing. Came out. Let me give you some stats for Shedeur. 138 yards, 2 TDs, 60% from the field. And he had when he put up the watch, man, I think it was the best moment I've seen in sports so far. How'd you feel about it?
That was right after his touchdown between two defenders, right?
Yeah, he kind of got wiggly out there a little bit because Shedeur's usually a pocket passer, but he played really well. But then we got the oblique injury in training camp. So it's like as soon as we got as high as possible to see what he could potentially be like. And I know everybody's going to move the goalpost with Shedeur because it's like, oh, it was a preseason game. But again, we got to think. This guy's been in the 4th spot pretty much all training camp. He has not played with the ones. He didn't play with the ones in that game. He played with the 2s and 3s. But it was like he was destined for this moment. Like he got all of the shine week 1, regardless if you liked him or not. And it was crazy that the game was on the road. And there was so many Shedeur jerseys in the stands. It was wild. I tried to go order a Shedeur jersey, sold out, of course. Everybody is around the hype of Shedeur. What do you think, Julius, is like the thing that makes Shedeur special? Why are y'all young kids liking him so much?
Well, big-time players make big-time plays. And Shedeur has that aspect of being a big-time player. He did fall to the 5th round, but he was originally projected to go 2nd overall, and that was for a good reason.
Man, people forget. I think because he did fall so short, because we were so excited about it, that he was projected to really be top 3, potentially behind Cam Ward, who, let's talk about Cam Ward, man. I'm kind of worried. I did not like his first showing, for the most part. And, it's 50-50 right now if he's going to even have the starting spot. A lot of what Tennessee shows right now is he's going to be the number 1 guy. But, I have some reservation about Cam. And then also, I think in bigger news on the quarterback board, which is why I feel like Cam, even though he was the number 1 pick, a lot of people aren't talking about him. But Jason Dart, hey, listen, he balled out for the Giants. 154, 1 TD. He had 24 yards rushing. A little bit more mobility than the Shedeur type player. 63% from the field. And, I know they got my boy Russ over there. They got my boy, Jameis over there. Jameis is probably the funniest person in the NFL. They got a lot of vets around, but how do you like if Dart potentially be the starter? The Giants got to do something for sure to shake things up. But Dart, his performance, what do you think, Julius?
I think he performed really well. He had that 1 touchdown, pretty good throw. I think that with Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, Jackson's probably not going to play very much until week 11, 12.
Okay, you're pushing him right back there. You think he gonna have to watch a little bit more? I think the Giants are, they're in there with us, all right? They're in the division with us. You got the Giants who did more than the Cowboys. Let's just say that right there, okay? We already know how good the Commanders are. We already know Philly won the championship. So, potentially late. I definitely see that. I'm thinking a little bit earlier. Maybe like week 7, maybe even potentially week 6 or 8. In that kind of window. Because we're going to have to see, hey, it's going to get serious, right? I can't wait till September because then all the games matter. And early, I think we're just excited that football starts, right? But then after, it's like, no, we got to start really playing to get to the playoffs. We got to get this in the bunch. And like I said, the division is very hard. We will see who's going to be the spotlight, who's going to be the top guy. Another, as I told you guys, I'm a Cowboy fan. All right. I don't want to hear it. Niners fans, I know. Raiders fans, I know. I know, okay? I got some Charger fans that listen, some Ram fans. I know my Chicago family here. They definitely got to do something. But I want to talk about the best and the worst because I got Julius here. He does not have a football team yet, all right? And I think this is a great time to educate as the season starts who could potentially be his new favorite team. I think I want to start like a little trend, a little watch with y'all. Cousins, right? We're going to bring him in to see how many people can convince him to be a fan of your favorite team. Now, I know there's a lot of Raiders and Niners in the area, okay? Everybody, Niner Nation, I know. Raider Nation, I know, okay? Bang, bang, Niner gang. Teams are looking very well right now. But we're going to see the gamut. We get to talk about in this month, at least the remaining of the month, what is going to be the best teams to look at, who's going to be the worst teams to look at, and then progressionally. I feel like, though, since he's such a young buck and, you know, he didn't have to go through the trying times of some of these teams, like the Chiefs. For example, growing up, they've been trashed my whole life. Now they're great. You know what I mean? Patriots dominated when I was a kid. So there's a lot of differences in the game. And that gets me like to my first thought of Ravens playing really well, right? You got the Ravens, Detroit Lions, who were trash, actually, when I was growing up. Historically, just couldn't get over the hump, all right? They did have Calvin Johnson, who we already know Megatron is one of the best receivers in the game. Detroit, great fan base, so people going to be locked in for sure. The Bengals, how you liking the Bengals? I mean, everybody loves, you know, the quarterback situation over there with Burrow. He got to get it done this year, though. I do like the potential of the Bengals, but we want to see where are they going to potentially grow to. All right, he's been in the league for a while. You got the Eagles, reigning champs, easy to cheer for. You know what I mean? You got to go for the winners. Who else to cheer for? And then you got the deceptive Seahawks, which, if you know about the 12th man, they're crazy fans. Great color scheme. I think there's a lot of combinations of how you choose your favorite team. Some of y'all had to pick your team because that's your family team. Y'all tell me, all right, audience, y'all tell me who is your favorite team. How do they become your favorite team? Because usually it's your family. In my family, we are completely divided. You know what I mean? Divide and conquer in our family. Everybody likes an array of different teams. Some people like the teams in their city because they're blessed to have a football team. Sacramento, we don't have a football team. So we got to, go what's next. A lot of fans are Raider fans as they were closest team. Even the crazy part to think about it, which I was just going to date myself, but there used to be a team called the San Diego Chargers. Now they're the LA Chargers. So they are pretty good. So in California, we have a good, option of team that you want to choose for. Some people just want to be renegades against their family, so they choose a totally opposite team. Does your family like football? Talk to me.
My family's not big football fans.
Okay, they're basketball people?
Yeah.
Basketball
and tennis.
All right, basketball and tennis. Okay, I like it. So this is even better because he has no undue influence here. All right, we're going to get to brainwash him with the football love and the juice because, I think that's essential to every key announcer and reporter. Julius is a potential, or future, should I say, reporter in the game. And so you got to like a football team. You know what I mean? At least enough to like it, which we're starting this year, which leads me to college football. You got a college football team? No. Okay, look, I'm telling y'all, listen, I need the whole family to come in so we can get him in the football mode. You know what I mean? Football coming up, and I didn't want to start with the drama, but we'll start with the drama. Michigan finally getting their final reprimand, I'm going to say, because we all heard about their steal scandal. They was out there, stealing signs, stealing plays, doing what you aren't supposed to do, but it's very giving much, Houston Astros energy, all right? That's what they pretty much were doing. And the NCAA came down hard today. $20 million. Okay, Michigan is a big university, but $20 million? Golly! Suspensions for multiple coaches, players, and this is going to definitely make a major impact. That's not something... they had a great season last year. They played really well when they won the championship the year before. But it seems like Michigan is just finding their way in all of the drama that we don't really want around college football. And, again, this year they're going to be really good. So everybody's going to be paying attention to see how this impacts them as an organization. because I say organization because these are businesses now. With the NIL, losing $20 million, I mean, I don't know, we got to do the data on that, but $20 million is a lot to lose for your program and not having those resources. Obviously, when you're trying to be the most competitive in college football, you're going to have a large bank account, all right? So that was pretty interesting to hear. But also, in the craziest of news, I don't understand why Texas got the AP number 1 poll. I mean, I was looking at it. Penn State got 2. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it sometimes. Like, it's a little overhyped right now. I mean, I think they ranked Ohio State at like 5 or 6, and they won Natty last year. Yes, they are very good. They have Arch Manning. I mean, when you have the last name Manning, it makes it pretty successful for you. But are they the overall number 1? I don't know. They're going to be tested early. I like that they're going to go play games early. They actually have a matchup against Ohio State in the first month of September. So it's going to be, with this no playoff theory, I'm interested in seeing how these top dogs playing against each other early, especially if you're in the Power 4. What does that look like for you? We'll be keeping our ear to that and watching. Also, another big thing here is we got to get you to like an HBCU. I would prefer Jackson State, you know what I mean? It's the home of the Tigers, best university in the land. And they were ranked number 1 in the AP poll for HBCUs. Obviously, winning the national championship last year paid off for them. So they got the number 1 ranking. I always say the number 1 spot just brings an irritating target, right? When you're not the number 1 spot, as like a former athlete coach, when you're at the bottom, you're looking at the number 1 team. You're like, how can I beat them? If you think it's achievable, right? Then you kind of go down from there. When you don't get the number 1 spot, I have a mixture of coaching friends that are like, oh, it's cool. I don't want to be the number 1 spot. I don't want the target because they know the pressure in the mind game that it plays with, oh, now I'm number 1. Some people, let it get to their head. Some other people kind of like, oh, let me hold this as in we are the number 1, period. Then you have this other mixture of I don't care about the rankings. But later on today, we're going to be talking about the rankings because I have a spicy list. And I love ranking the teams locally. So we'll be talking about our high school rankings. We'll be talking about some other sports, maybe potentially getting into the ranking matter. I always think that it's important with the larger sports, go to the games. There's a lot of people that get to give opinions in rankings and voting, but they don't really watch the games. So you got to be in tune to being able to watch the games. That's why everybody's like, some people ask me, hey, are you going to rank more teams and more sports? No, because I want to be able to lock in and be able to study the games, see who's really good, go to the games and see who's really better. So, that's my theory on ranking, but it will be something that gets into the mix because we do look at the power rankings in all sports because it's sometimes right. One that it went all year and went perfect for was OKC. OKC pretty much was number 1 across the whole year. I mean, I don't think they ever kind of got out that number 1 spot. And then look what they did. Won the championship. So, sometimes the rankings are accurate and they're right on line. But then when you're getting in that race, we're going to talk about the WNBA coming up. We're going to be talking about the NBA, how some of those matchups play key roles into going into the playoffs. And that's something we're going to be looking at because this will be the second year of the college national playoffs, right? So we're going to have all these teams playing in a playoff style, which we all love. And this is going to be year 2. So we're going to be seeing how these matchups play really key roles into the later ranking, into getting into that power spot. But we're going to take a little short break here because, that's what we do. We love best because we don't care what anybody says about us. We number 1. Talk to y'all soon. Oh, George Clinton. Just a little George Clinton for my good people. Man, listen, you're listening to Givin Game, and I am Coach Goody. We live on 97.5 FM KDEE. And I got my intern in here rocking the mic with me, Julius. We're working on some nicknames, too. So, if y'all got some good nicknames, go ahead, shoot me a DM, a text, an email, so we can tap in and see some good names from my boy. But I wanted to talk about a little bit of baseball. I'm not going to go in depth because, I still feel like we got some time to settle in to our road to October. But, hey, remember we talked about Cal Raleigh? He is, I think, MVP of the year. I mean, I know we talked about Aaron Judd a lot. I know we talked about other players, but I'm just saying right now, he's playing lights out. He just had his 45th home run last week. The highest ever is 48 from a catcher. He's on like a literally historic run right now. And again, he's playing catcher. So I mean, a lot of the times you don't see this, but I think when I was thinking about this and I was like, oh yeah, I want to talk about this, is for the most part, the game is evolving. We're seeing athletes do stuff that we've never seen. I mean, Shohei, when you talk about Aaron Judd, he's still playing well. But it's like, man, these guys are really evolving. Like, these guys are bigger. I know during football season we talked about like the Eagles line, how big they were, like compared to other championship and Super Bowl teams. These guys are just, special, unique individuals. Travis Hunter type of guys. It's just something, I don't know what's in the, the water. I don't know, in the Wheaties that these people eat. But we're seeing some extraordinary play. And I'm always going to give it some hype, some love, because, you don't see a lot of us in baseball anymore, and you don't see a lot of traction from the U.S. fans, at least. It's a very older crowd that watches and pays attention to baseball, but it's some special guys out there. So if you haven't been paying attention to Cal up there in Seattle, he's playing really well. And as we talk about playing really well right now, the WNBA, 4 weeks left, and it's some historic runs. I mean, we talked about it last week, but I don't really think you guys understand how good Asia Wilson really, really is. So last week was her birthday. She had 30 points, 20 rebounds, okay? Now, as a basketball player, Julia's former basketball player, 30 points and 20 rebounds is a crazy stat. Like, that's a crazy stat line in general. And she's still carrying her squad. They're trying to make this playoff push. But I'm like, 30 and 20 is wild. First player in the WNBA to ever do that. It's like, I'm literally, when you watch her play too, she's giving everything to make sure that her team is the best, period. Whether that's, I got to block shots, I got to make passes, I got to shoot shots, I got to get to the rim. Whatever that looks like, she is doing it for her squad. And then I was like, I can't forget about Alyssa Thomas. I know I talked about it, but 3 triple-doubles in a row literally put her in a good situation to be successful anyway. But I mean, she was in the run for MVP. Of course, we talked about Nafisa Collier playing great for the Lynx, who secured their playoff spot already. So I'm like, man, that's really good to see, because the Mystics seem like they're on a tear right now. Like, they seem like they are so focused and locked in to get back at the New York Liberty. Okay, we know they got the big names. Brianna Stewart injured right now. But you got Sabrina Ionescu. They got every big name possible over there at the Liberty. And you can just tell this year that Minnesota is really just like, hey, we're trying to win it. Period, point blank. Also, Fee in the top running for MVP. But we also see a team like the Atlanta Dream, who we didn't think, like, nobody was expecting that. They may get the number 2 spot. Every position is so critical right now, as this is an 10-team playoff, excuse me. So everybody won't be making it. All right, it's just simple as that. Also, the collective bargaining agreement didn't go through, and I'm not surprised, but I want them to really stop playing around. I want to say this: WNBA cannot afford a lockout. Okay, I get everybody. We got the other leagues, we got a rival, we got all this other stuff going on, but I don't know. I get where the players want their money, but also understand this is a new developing thing. I think there's a couple I's and a couple T's that are not there yet, where I agree with them, like, hey, I'm just not going to take anything, but we do not want to lead to a lockout. All right? I get standing up for it. There's a 50-50 chance that there may be, but it's not something that I'm really looking forward to for the league. Again, my biggest thing that I want to talk about with the W was the excitement and how well the league is growing, okay? This year, I will say, whether that's more reporters, more, social media journalists, more people wanting to go take pictures at the games, more, the W does a really good job with their social media stars and fans that like the game or appreciate the game. They are doing, the best I've seen them do so far. Could this be their best? No. But I'm just saying, can they do better? Obviously, you can do better than anything. But I'm saying right now, I'm very proud. very proud of the presentation. And I was like, as we're talking about the NBA, the WNBA, the NBA did what they do best. We talked about it a little bit last week. I know Julius is ecstatic to let y'all know the game. But the NBA schedules dropped. How did you feel about the schedules just dropping? Were you excited? Did you feel like, hey, this was something, do we know the schedules are coming out?
Well, the NBA did announce it a couple days ago, but they kind of leaked throughout this week to let us know. There's not much news because it's August, so they kind of extended this.
I was like, I felt like it was the perfect time to steal the NFL's thunder. I feel like, just like every like sibling rivalry, there's like a natural game within your siblings, right? And so I feel like the NBA definitely was like, hey, I know the NFL's not all the way there. People are excited about it, but it's not all the way there. And I just want to ruin their parade. I just want to come in and like make a little left when I'm supposed to go right. Opening day, October 21st, and OKC Rockets. I mean, I thought it was the pettiest thing of the whole list. I thought it was, you got Kevin Durant. First of all, a Houston Rocket. It's still, I don't know how to feel about that. A little cringy to say, but we know Kevin Durant. He's going to ball. It doesn't matter what jersey Kevin Durant really wears. He's still going to be Kevin Durant. And then he has to go back to OKC. Drafted him. Pretty much became Kevin Durant at OKC. He did have a great year at Texas, too. Can't take that away. But now he gets to go back to OKC, see them hang their first championship. What could be potentially running through his mind? I don't know how I really feel about that. What you thinking? I do like the Lakers, the Warriors matchup. You are a Warriors fan, right? So, but I don't know. I thought that was a little petty. I love the NBA for it, but I thought that was very, very interesting that OKC would play against Houston. How you feeling, Julius?
I just feel sorry for Lou Dort, who has to guard Kevin Durant, because Kevin Durant is going to come out there and take the over because he's definitely dropping 45 points.
He's going to be on a tear. This might be Kevin Durant's greatest game he plays. I hope he comes in healthy. I hope he takes care of himself because I don't want no excuses. Because I really want him to torch OKC just for that moment. When you love sports, of course, I want to see OKC, get their cool rings and, do the banner. But I really want to see KD go crazy. I just want to see him, the Slim Reaper, which he hasn't really been in a while. But I definitely want to see him go crazy. How you feeling about Golden State taking on Lakers and the new Slim Luka?
Well, you have two of your biggest franchises, and so that's always going to draw people in. You got the biggest franchise in the Lakers, so this is definitely going to boost the ratings for opening day. And of course, Skinny Luka is going to probably drop 30, 10, and 10.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie though. How you feeling about Curry? Curry looking real good. He been in the gym. He said he came out. He said he's very focused. His championship or nothing. I like when Curry is fired up. I don't know. He's a different type of player when he has that red eye laser focus. Curry, leader of the Warriors. How you thinking? His mindset of hey, we need to come in. I know everybody knows about what is that boy's name? Why am I having a blank right now, guys? Draymond Green. We know he comes in as the emotional warrior, right? But when I hear Curry talking like he's talking right now, I'm kind of seeing what's up with the Warriors. Now, y'all gonna give Kuminga the money or what? Just side note. We already talking about the schedule, but is the Warriors gonna give Kuminga the money or are they gonna let him go? What you think, Julius?
Well, I think that Kuminga wants to leave and the Warriors don't want to play him, as seen by Steve Kerr not playing him. But they view it as they'd rather keep him than lose him for nothing because he was taken with the 7th overall pick a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And he still is only 22 years old. So they're going to try to get him on a cheap contract and look to trade him for some assets.
Okay. I think he still got potential. I like Kuminga a lot. Where he lands, again, this is a whole chess game, so they're going to be still, like you said, taking players, trying to move them as pawns, you know what I mean? Christmas Day games, I am not a shameful fan to say, listen, NBA, we got the 82. MLB, got the 162. I'm just saying, a lot of games going on, and I'm not watching all of them. All right? I'm sorry. I'm not watching all of them. But I am an opening day girly. I am also, too, a Christmas Day. I don't know how many of y'all just watch it. And I'm going to start watching on Christmas Day. Christmas Day matchups thus far. We got the Timberwolves at Denver. We got the Cavs at the Knicks. Spurs at OKC. Houston at LA. And we got Mavs at Golden State. Which one of those matchups do you like the most? I mean, obviously, Warriors are locked in. They're going to be playing the Mavs. But who do you like the most on Christmas Day? What matchup stood out the most?
Definitely the Spurs Thunder. You have Wembanyama guarded by Chet, so you have 7'5" against a 7'2". They basically play like they're guards. You have the reigning MVP going to destroy whatever guard is guarding him. You have the 2nd overall pick who the Spurs just took, and you have 4th overall pick from last year, Stephon Castle. So it's definitely a star-studded young group of guys that are going to be up and fired to play on
both
Christmas
teams
Day.
are really young. Like, I like both makeups. The crazy part about it is they're very mature. Like, a lot of times before, ownership, franchises, very afraid to go young. But when you have a person like Shea, I mean, Shea is probably the maturest 26, 25-year-old I've ever met. Chet matured a lot throughout this playoffs. Key instrumental role in them winning the championship. Wembanyama, again, I think coming off injury, we all seen, social media is so great because you get to see these players like develop and turn into something. So he's been on his sensei mode all summer, which only makes sense because, Spurs, Popovich, it just, I think they got a Master Yoda like in the back. He is Popovich, but they have like a symbol of that. So I want to see him. I know y'all hate it. Y'all lost your boy here in Sac, but I want to see everybody healthy with the Spurs. They're going to be pretty good. I mean, I always say this too in the NBA. The West is just so much better than the East. I did love, the Knicks and the Pacers. I love that rivalry. But we're just so much better out here in the West. Like, the competition is literally all season long. Once they get going, it all matters for the top dogs. We saw it at the end of the playoffs. Like, to get into the playoffs, those play-in games, the race out here, it was within like half a game, and everybody, and you thinking the whole conference is pretty good. No, the West reloaded a lot. So these West Coast games, they definitely stand out significantly. I mean, the Spider playing against the Knicks, tomato. It's kind of how I feel about it. I also want to see Ant against Denver. Like, I love Jokic. I became more of a Jokic fan after this last playoffs. Like, he's special. And I know everybody like, oh, you're late to the party. That's absolutely fine. I'm not upset about it. But the man can play basketball extremely well. I love Anthony Edwards. Watching him play is like literally music, harmony to the basketball game. So I love that too. Now, as we also love basketball so much, I could not forget to tell y'all that our guy, which a lot of people love to hate or hate to love, Pat Riley's going to be getting a statue outside of the Lakers stadium. And he's going to join a top crowded crew of statues. One, I always am kind of iffy about statues, brass. I don't know. It sometimes doesn't make you look like it. Tom Brady just got a statue. So this is a thing now. This is of our era. Statues, athletes. It just makes sense. Which is so crazy because at one time in the world, statues were for people in the military. Now, almost every fan base can build their legend, outside the arena. So I thought that was pretty dope. He's the slickest coach by far. If you want to be a swaggy coach, you learn something from Pat Riley's slickback. His game they'll be unveiling his statue will be February 22nd against Boston, right? Lakers hate Boston, which is so crazy that they're going to be doing it that game. So I thought that was pretty dope. He won 4 championships with the Lakers. So there's a reason why Pat Riley is getting the statue. If you don't know, look him up. He's dope as all get out. Everybody knows that he runs Miami right now. Coached in Miami 2006, won a championship, but he won 4 championships with the Lakers. He also played with the Lakers. And then he's going to be joining Kareem, Magic, and Kobe. I'm just like, what? Like, Pat Riley is a key staple, too, of the Lakers. It's almost like Pat Riley started something, and then obviously you got Phil Jackson, big name. So those type of coaches, I'm not surprised. You see it more at the college level where coaches are getting, they'll get a statue outside their arena. But I love it. I love Pat Riley. He's a cool coach to like. I know some people, like I said, love to hate him, hate to love him. But I rock with it. I'm interested in seeing what they have him dressed as, what they have him looking like. Because it's going to be hard to get that slick back in brass. I don't know if they got it down pat. But I'm interested in seeing that in February, where there'll be a lot of games going on. And we got to end with high school sports. It's coming up. Football season is here. Jamborees start tonight. So shout out to all my football guys that will be going out there and playing. It'll be probably some 3 games, 4 games. So if it's not today, it'll probably be tomorrow. Teams getting out there playing in the Jamboree. We got a big first week. Obviously, we got a double header for y'all. So I love that. So Coach Goody's going to be 2 different games on the first week of football, which starts next Friday. Friday Night Lights are back. We're excited. Julie's like, I can't wait. But we're going to start game 1. We will be going to Marin Catholic Indercombe Friday night. So if y'all looking for Coach Goody, that's where I'm going to be at on the 22nd. And then on the 23rd, I'm going to be at the game of the century where Folsom will be facing off against the Grant Pacers in DPH. And if you know what DPH is. I talked to Coach Doherty. They're extremely excited. Got in contact with some of the Grant guys. So we may have a surprise next week. Maybe surprise interviews. We're going to hit them up. But everybody's talking about it. Week 1, the matchups are crazy. I love 12 Bridges is playing against Christian Brothers, who's been completely dominant. They're going to have some good games going on in the showdown. Because listen, y'all have taken football away from us for over 100 days. So that means we're ready to see what's going to be the tone setters, who's going to be playing those big games. And I will say, shout out to all the SAC and the NorCal San Joaquin section coaches, because y'all came to play each other this year. St. Mary's of Stockton, Folsom, Grant, Oak Ridge, Del Oro, they're all playing against each other. You got the Jesuit, got a great scout over there with Blanton. The Elk Grove crew, we already know how they come with CO, Monterey Trail, Elk Grove. It's going to be some very good teams. Don't sleep on the underdogs, too. Some of those non-favorite names. Laguna Creek, Franklin maybe producing some good squads. Kennedy got a squad. Shout out to my Titans because, new coach, new program. We're playing some big games as well. So the football scene we're going to be on. My rankings drop next week, so I will be having my first week rankings. This is obviously our preseason rankings. And then we're going to go right into show business after everybody get a little taste after week 1. So Friday night will be at Indercombe. Shout out to the Indercombe fans. We'll be seeing y'all soon. And then on Saturday night, if you are not doing anything, you need to get your popcorn. Get to the stadium early. If I'm not mistaken, it's 1400 Grand Avenue, and that's where the Lights is going to be rocking. This might be one of the most electric games in the city, in the section. And so if you got a time, I think the tickets are on sale now. Pre-order your tickets. They will not be having tickets at the door. It will all be online. So I know the way Grant alumni come out, the way they excited about it today. I went to their campus. They ready to go. Folsom travels well. The Bulldogs are going to come in their red, white, and blue. So, it's going to be a lot going down on Saturday. If you do not get an opportunity to come and be in the stadium, you can watch us live on ESPN because we're going to be on there. Man, I can't wait to see it. High school, man, y'all just get locked in. That is Coach Goody. Julius, shout out to you. First episode coming in, giving us a little game. We're going to get him right, man. With nickname, football team. We got to get him a high school team, too, because I don't know if he's cheering for his high school team. Goes to a great junior college, ARC. Shout out to y'all. The Beavers, man, their football team is rocking this year. Got some state ranking. So we going to be bringing y'all the news every single week. That's Julius. I'm Coach Goody, and this is Givin Game, and y'all listen to us live on 97.5 FM KDEE, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace.